check in the box. Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? This is Deck Play Tone with another live video. I had to get this video out, man. I had to get this live out. Said I was gonna go live, and I'm going live. I was on earlier, but yeah, I was on earlier, but I had to go take care of some stuff for my boys. They went to the pool, man, and some lady, she was trying to snatch them or something. I don't know, but no, they were fine. But shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody. Salute to all you guys. Thank you for all the support. If you guys haven't subscribed and whatnot to my channel already, then stand by. I want you guys to look at some of my content. If it's cool, I want you guys to consider subscribing and whatnot. Also, like my videos and stuff. Let me know how I'm doing. I've been changing, making some changes to my content and stuff like that. And I just want some feedback. Anyway, we're gonna get straight into this because I'm not gonna be live all day. I got other stuff to do, honestly. I got somewhat of a life. You know what I'm saying? I'm busy. I gotta take care of my boys and all this cool stuff. Anyway, so we was at work today. We was at work and we was talking about this whole submariner issue. And the situation itself was kind of crazy. It's like they had what they had a submarine. It was bolted inside of it, and they went like to like the depths of the ocean, almost like past like the point of no return, the twilight zone, and all that stuff. And they ended up dying. I mean, it's like who didn't see that one coming? But they ended up dying and all that stuff. And I mean, it's sad, yeah. Shout out to their family, prayers up to their family and stuff. But you got to really think about the situation at hand. And these are some real rich people, from what I understand. They got paid. I mean, and they still end up in this situation. Rich people usually are smart and stuff like that. So my question is, all right, if they were in the Navy, knowing the Navy and their training and everything that they got, what would have happened? What do you think would have happened with these guys? Let me check something out real quick. Right? I wonder. I wonder, like, what would have happened? Because in the Navy we get all sorts of training and stuff like that, and I wonder if they had got some of like our training, would they have survived it? I think about it like this. So we all talking, and the biggest thing that came to my mind was that ORM. ORM training, because I mean, and I'm reading some. I took a picture of the giant. I mean, I took a picture and I can't get on the screen because like I'm just using YouTube right now. And honestly, I just got like a iPad. What do you call it, China? Mac Mini, pretty good. Nice screen, all this cool stuff. Nice new camera. So I got a Mac Mini and stuff like that, and I'm still trying to like find it out and stuff. Like I didn't know like there's like inverted scrolling and all this stuff. So I got to figure that out. But next time I'll be live streaming, I'll be doing on OBS Studio. But anyway, I just wanted to live stream just so I can keep up with my schedule and also hopefully deliver something valuable. But anyway, we talking about ORM. So in Navy, we get taught this ORM thing. It's basically, let's see, we talking about the process of ORM, right? This is from the shipboard sounding procedures or something like that. What is it called? The shipboard sounding shipboarding ship. What is it? Sound shipboard operation procedures or principles, right? So we talk about ORM in that, and I actually took a picture of that one. Why didn't I take a picture of other stuff? I don't know. I'm retarded. All right. It says risk management does not mean risk avoidance. Although there are several steps to formal risk management process. I messed up on that same part when I read it at work today. Or best operators and supervisors, come on, man, not the MRE, damn. Routinely ask themselves, what could go wrong here? They identify the hazards. I mean, which I'm wondering if anybody did that during that process of thinking. Then they said, what can I do about it? I'm not really sure, but that would have been a process to implement controls. If that was the case, they wouldn't end up there in the first place. And then they says, should we be conducting this evolution right now? They did a risk assessment. So I don't think they did any of those things. And they probably did ask that question, and I'm not trying to be funny. I mean, I know they're dead and stuff. They probably did ask that question, like, damn, we probably shouldn't have been doing this. And when it was like to the point of no return, past the twilight zone and stuff like that, because at that point, it's like, damn, we probably gonna die. So, I mean, prayers to their families and all that stuff, and that sucks, man, honestly. But at what point, though? I mean, you got 5, 6 people. I can't even remember how many people. At what point is it like, hey, man, let's? I don't know. Me personally, I would have been a whole room of, I'm guessing, smart people and stuff like that, and everybody saying this stuff. I probably would have been in a room like, so how are we gonna get up if like this kind of sound like a crazy ass idea? Honestly, I wonder who was the voice of reason. Who was the guy that they're like, shut up, stupid, shut up, stupid. We're not doing. I mean, we're not gonna listen to you because we're doing this for science. I don't. At some point, you can't do stuff for science. I don't know if that's what it was, but if it was, I feel sorry for them. These guys are billionaires. They could have took their money, gave it all like Mr. Beast or somebody, so he could like perform some kind of thing. He could have pulled something off, something similar, something simulated, But I was talking to this one guy, and he said like it would have been a good idea to probably go. What do you call it? It would have probably been a good idea to go like on VR or something like that. If you wanted that experience of like Titanic or something like that. And that's true, honestly. They could have did VR. They could have watched a movie. They did a whole bunch of things, but it's sad. And then it's a whole bunch of memes on it. The internet don't take nothing serious, so a whole bunch of memes on it. Everybody joking, everybody laughing on them about it. And I mean, honestly, what they say, stupid is as stupid does. I won't go that far, but I will say that I would never ever, and I don't know anybody that would ever put themselves in that position because that's ridiculous, man. But anyway, that's all I really have on that. Next up, I want to talk about this the situation that happened earlier today. I get a call, and it's one of my friends. He basically sent some guy to one of my other guys for some help, and the guy couldn't speak English or he couldn't understand English anything. So he goes and he's like, hey, Tone, like who is this dude? And like who what's his name? Right. So I told him his name, and he's like, hey, do you got number, contact information? I'm like, what's the issue? And he told me like he's trying to help this kid, and the kid he can't speak any English, he can't understand anything. He knows he's there to try to get his name changed, right? And the kid is pointing to his uniform and stuff, and he's like, yeah, name tag, something like that. So in our process to get your name changed, you have to go on Bupers Online. Go on Bupers Online, you go on Document Services, and then you basically just put the request in. You do everything electronically. But this individual, one of my people, he told the kid like, hey, you just go to the personnel specialist. They'll help you out instead of telling him to go online. And so the kid went there, and he couldn't even express how he needed help because he couldn't speak English. So the whole time they're trying to walk him through all this stuff, and he's probably thinking, all right, that's cool. All right, go to BOL or whatever the hell you call it, but I need a name tag. And I think that he was thinking like they were gonna give him a name tag, and I guess the rest of the stuff would just figure itself out or something like that. I don't know if the kid was like, I don't know where he's from. He didn't really express where he's from. He could have been he could have been like Filipino, Chinese, African. I don't know, but I mean, I wonder for the first whoever that is in there. Like, I got a question. So, what are your thoughts on a person that is like they can't speak English and they're in the military, in the Navy or any branch of service? Do you think that they can actually survive not being able to speak English and being in the military? My thoughts is, I mean, think about it like this: if you guys ever we at sea and like there's an inbound missile or something like that, and if you can't understand like the calls on a 1MC, somebody saying like incoming missile, incoming vampire, or something like that. First, you don't even know what the hell they talking about. I mean, you hear something. I mean, you hear something being called, and you have no idea how to react or whatever. And then, like, say for instance, the ship get hit. Everybody bracing for shock, but you, because you sitting there walking around like you have no idea what's going on. All right. And so that person that happens. Now they call in GQ, call in general quarters. And this dude just hear a bunch of bells, see a whole bunch of people running. He can't understand. Hopefully he got like like that black people trait, they call it. Like black folk when they see somebody running, they run too. I mean, honestly, that's what you're supposed to do. You never know. I mean, a lot of people got that trait. Honestly, it's not just black. Hopefully, they got that trait. But then, when it comes down, let's say they get to the repair locker, and then they start barking orders and stuff like that. Maybe they getting dressed out. Maybe they getting they stuff on equipment on, and now they gotta go respond to a certain casualty and perform some kind of damage control efforts. This dude don't know what he's doing. All right, let's say he run with a team, he with an attack team. They all running and they holding the hose and they doing the stuff and they saying relieve the nozzle man. And the nozzle man is getting wiped out damn near. Oh, hold on, let me see. They getting wiped out damn near. Yeah, word. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so they putting they getting wiped out, by the heat of the fire, and they relieving the nozzle man, and it's their turn to do it, and they can't do it because they can't understand English. Man, that person become a liability. Let's say the person pass out now, and they trying to perform some kind of first aid or something. They calling bells away to try to. Well, I mean, bells already called away, but they calling a casualty away. Yeah, they they calling some kind of casualty away to try to help this sailor that passed out or whatever. Same guy that don't understand any English, man. He probably wondering like, what the did I get myself into in the first place? Yeah, I don't even know what the hell these people saying. I know everybody's screaming. It's a whole bunch of noise, and I'm here because I did good on the mat on my ASVAB. That's crazy, man. But hopefully, in the Navy or wherever branch, right? If a person is in the military, they also going through some kind of coursework to where they can learn English and stuff to speak it fluently. If not, then I mean they setting themselves up for failure. But I kind of think that that should be mandatory. Like if a person is in and they can't have a basic conversation, make them go to school or whatever for English. Don't wait for them to do it because if you do, they might not do it. But I would make them go to like some kind of English school or something like that. That's what I would do. Or at least have English coursework. So I don't know. But tell me your thoughts about that. Like when it comes to like somebody speaking English, should they be in the military or should they not be in the military? I mean, I think they could still be in the military because you still need. I mean, you gotta have diversity and stuff like that. That's what make us strong. But I wouldn't just put them in there just to put them in there. You know what I'm saying? Because if a person, I mean, yeah, we trying to get all these people in the military and stuff like that. But I mean, as history has showed us through like it don't matter how smart you are. The guys on the Titan, the guys on the submarine and stuff, they were some pretty smart guys, one would say. I mean, they were definitely successful people, making a lot of money and stuff. Yet they found themselves in a submarine, submerging down to the bottom of the ocean, and now they died. And I can imagine that the pressure after a while from that probably caused some kind of implosion or something. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but I would say, I mean, I know that they died, and I don't know. So I don't know. That's my thoughts on that. And hopefully, like I don't know. When it comes to like this English speaking epidemic, I'll call it, or non-English speaking epidemic. There's a lot of people that join now. I've met like a few guys right now, like in A school. The ones that can't speak English, hopefully they get like moved to learn it. And I'm not trying to sound like if you can't speak English, you can't be in the Navy or the military, because that's not cool. But I think that for their benefit and for everybody else's benefit, they need to have a reliable way to communicate. Because I mean they can't put everything in Google Translate and then try to talk to them like and then get to them. And ain't nobody got time for that. You know what I'm saying? But if you could just like make them go to school, and over time, they'll be all right. Or if a person is going to the Navy and you can't speak English, the first thing you want to do is get with a group of sailors and learn shit talking one on one. That at least get you started with like communication and stuff. And you learn that sailor talk, and you know how sailors are. Sailors they talk trash back and forth with each other all the time. So at least learn those sailor words. Learn how to talk shit to each other and bust balls and stuff like that. That'll get you started in English and stuff like that. And it's fun too. I mean, I hate to say it, and this might sound bad, but when you got that new guy, the foreign guy that don't really speak English, or his English not the best. I mean, sometimes it's cool to make jokes or hear them say things they wouldn't normally say, and then everybody gets a good laugh at it. I mean, and it seems like they're being teased, but not really. What's going on is they're actually teaching them, albeit at their expense sometimes, but they're teaching them nonetheless. And then that person actually learned a little more like English and stuff. I remember one of my guys. He was talking about he was talking about Coco's, like this Japanese restaurant in Japan, and he was so excited talking about Coco's, and like he pronounces words wrong, and so he pronounced some words wrong because I guess he says it so fast, and he's like, "Man, I love cocks." I love cocks, and like, and we is all just snickering because it sounds crazy. And he was so excited. He's like, "Oh, I love cocks. Every time I go on Liberty, I get all types of cocks, and we get cocks, and I get every other cocks I can get, and I just love getting the cocks." And we're just we're just trying to hold it so he can tell a story, but then everybody just started laughing, like, and then he was like, "What?" And then it was like, "Huh, you love cocks, huh?" And he got upset at first. He was like, "Damn, man, like, y'all joking on me this whole time." But then we slowed him down. We was like, "All right, say Coco." And then he was able to say it with no problem after a while. And we always would every once in a while go back to that story when we busting each other balls. And I mean, honestly, he learned. And what was he from? What was it, like Venezuela or something like that? But he finally got it, man. So for those guys who, like, I think it was a Chinese guy that couldn't speak the English. For those guys, like, honestly, just get with the folks in your division, your circle of friends. I'll tell you what don't help. It don't really help getting around a whole bunch of other people that don't really speak English. Because at the end of the day, you're in the American military or the U.S. military and stuff, U.S. Navy, whatever, Army, Marine Corps. And I mean, folks speak English, and the majority of them do that. And for a person to be effective at what they do, at whatever job they are at, soldier, sailor, whatever, they got to be able to communicate. If you can't communicate, then honestly, that could be your ass. Seriously. I mean, that could pretty much be life and death for you if you can't communicate. And then the higher you go, however you go in the military, if you can communicate well, like, you make a good leader. I tell you, it's guys right now. God bless their hearts, and they never. I mean, they when it's that they got language barriers and stuff like that, and it's harder for them to like really engage in the conversations like on a level to where like you being like you being like a leader or you addressing some kind of conflict and stuff because they only know the basics. So sometimes they don't really engage in like saying a whole bunch of crazy stuff, or if somebody doing something wrong, they can't walk up to them and say whatever because they just don't know really how to deliver that. Another guy, he one day he's about to like start going crazy, and he starts ramping up. He's like, "I want to tell all of you people, excuse my language, to stop effing around." I was like, "Oh man, come on." He couldn't even he couldn't even really start his rant because I mean, he didn't even know what goes after like stop effing around. And he said, excuse my language for saying stop effing around. So he didn't even know like how to get crazy like that. If it was me, however, if I wanted to say that, I would have just went right off the bat, cussing or whatever, But when you got that language barrier, it's kind of hard to do that. So, and then for the individual, I think when you're trying to help somebody and they got that language barrier, one of the worst things you can do is say like, "Hey, just go talk to somebody else." Because for one, they're thinking that somebody else person is going to help them, and if the person that's trying to help them don't even know like that they're coming, and then they come to them, and then they have no idea how to help them because they can't understand what the hell they're saying. That's pointless. Now that's two people that can't help this guy, and they'll tell him whatever. They'll try to help them whatever, and dispatch them or whatever, and then that person with the language barrier will feel like, well, damn, I joined the Navy for this reason, trying to be a citizen or whatever, and they're not really even helping me. They don't really even give a damn about my feelings or my value as a person. I'm telling them I need all this stuff, and they're just like, okay, well, let me brush you off to somebody else. That's not really the case. The case is, I mean, folk don't understand you, man. They're trying to help you, but they don't know how. Right? This guy trying to get a name change. At least that's what it seems like. And he's telling them, like, I need a name tape. And he's thinking that if you get a new name badge, that means that you get a name change in the Navy. And that's definitely not the case. Anybody could buy a damn name badge. But if your name is whatever it is in the system, you buy 1,000 name badges, still gonna be the same thing. But he was missing out. He had no idea. So I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird situation. I don't know. I think that um, if you in the Navy and stuff like that, you got to be able to have that language barrier lifted. You got to be afforded some classes and coursework that'll help you get on a fast track to English. And if nothing else, you talk with a whole bunch of people in your division or your department and get with the shit talkers because they're gonna help you learn the fastest. All right. If you're not afraid to be joked on a little bit, you have tough skin, you'll be all right. But if you're one of those guys that just timid all the time, or one of those girls that's timid all the time, and you worried about how you project and like how you speak English and whatnot, folks is not gonna really help you. It's not really gonna work out for you. But salute to that sailor. Hopefully that guy get the help he needs. Hopefully he knows to log in, go to document services, log in on Bupers online, go to document services. It's easy as hell. You just click through everything and then that's it. He did something right because I mean from what I hear, he got pretty good on the ASVAB. I mean, which is not a surprise. I think he was actually like, you know, the people that can actually, do good at math. He was, one of those folks. People that do good at math. He was somebody that does good at math, and I mean, it was like a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? So he was able to get in, and then maybe I think when somebody seen like, damn man, you can't even speak a sentence, then they were just like, all right, you got this job, good luck in the Navy, and that was kind of jacked up. And I kind of hate when recruiters do that anyway, but recruiters be doing worse stuff than that. Recruiters, they're good guys, but they be lying like crazy to get people in my opinion. I think if you just be straight with people, you'll probably get a better result. I could be wrong. Though. I've never been a recruiter before, but whatever. Um, you guys have seen my latest stuff, man. My latest videos. I want to know what you guys think about that. I'm trying to see if I'll keep this playback up, but I want to know what you guys think about that. So I got a lot of people that unsubscribed from my page from that and stuff, or over the last week and stuff. I'm just trying different things with my content, and I'm some of the stuff is stuff I want to do, and I'm just experimenting and stuff, and I'm trying to build that consistent schedule and stuff. So for those of you that like it, don't like it, just let me know in the comments. Let me know. I mean, well, hell yeah, some that's let me know They let me know by unsubscribing. So I'm like, all right, cool. Well, they don't like that. They don't like that. Cool. And we're just trying to find that medium. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not necessarily making videos so that you guys can like everything I do. I'm making these videos and stuff because I want to communicate and connect with my friends and family, and I want people to understand a little bit more about the Navy life and stuff like that, and different aspects of the Navy and stuff. But then I still am a person. I still got my personality and things I like. I don't want to make a whole bunch of Navy videos all the time. Like, oh, first step you do this in the Navy, then your next step you do this in the Navy, and if you want to get this, you gotta do that. That's cool, but it's not that fun, you know. And I like talking with sailors, and I like giving people advice, and I like um, educating families and stuff like that on what goes on. I love when my children ask questions, and I'm able to tell them a little bit about the Navy and stuff like that. And I love for my family that check in every once in a while to kind of see like, oh, okay, this, you do this in the Navy and you experience that, like I would really love for them to know that. I mean, because sometimes you can kind of see what they do on social media and stuff like that. And I know a lot about what they do, but I just feel like sometimes I'm not reciprocating that because, on my social media account, I don't be posting a whole bunch of my good moments and stuff like that. Sometimes I just be chilling. You know what I'm saying? And then I don't post my bad moments, so I mean, I just be chilling too. But I want to be able to connect, man. So let me know what you guys think about my content. So I just recently released a short where I was doing like an impression of Randy Savage. I'm talking about some tips for those aces that go through the chief season and stuff like that. Really love Randy Savage, so that's why I made that one. And then I got another one planned. All right, I have a video that I'm working on and I'm editing. I'll try to get it out by next week or by Saturday or Sunday, and it's gonna have some undertones of the wrestler Gold Dust in it. But before I do that, I'm gonna do another impersonation slash promo, wrestling promo, or video promoting that next one. So that one is gonna be a little different, and I'm it's gonna be, if you will, like a sort of it's gonna be different. I'll just say that. So I'm working on the script and stuff right now for it, and I mean I'm kind of nervous about that one. I was kind of nervous about releasing the Randy Savage one, and that one I released the short. Later on, I'll be releasing the actual full video for it, which is like another minute and change to it. It's almost like 3 minutes. It's just like a regular promo that Randy Savage would cut on like a Hulk Hogan or something like that. So I released the short version of it just to get in the shorts algorithm and stuff like that. But I got the full video. If you check on my community post, you can see I there what the thumbnail look like and stuff. And right after I do this, I think I'll put it out and let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you like some of the wrestling impersonation content and stuff like that. And for those of you who stopped checking in and stuff, let me know what exactly, like, at what point you like, all right, screw this, and stuff like that. So that way I can get better. I appreciate all the feedback. One thing I'm learning is like, I mean, there's some things that's okay, and some things that are not. When you guys check in and stuff to YouTube and stuff, you want to be educated, you want to be entertained, so on and so forth. So I'm just trying to either educate or edutain. Let's see, is that a word? All right, yeah. Sometimes I'm trying to edutain. Sometimes I'm trying to educate. Other times I'm trying to edutain, if that's a word. All right, so bear with me. And then while I'm doing these, I think some of these not going to be the best of quality as I try to figure out some things, but I just want to build that consistency back. So that way I'm delivering on my promise of getting stuff out. So salute to all you guys. I really appreciate y'all. Last but not least, I've been working on t-shirt designs, man. Some stuff that I like. You know, I love my WWE, my WWF attitude stuff. So I have like a nice design that's like WWF attitude esque, and it's like a navy thing. I think it's pretty cool. I will eventually post that, or I'll have another video where I'm actually wearing the shirt. I think it's pretty cool. If you guys think it's cool later on in the future, just let me know. And I also have another another design that I'm releasing pretty soon. You'll see that one in another video, and that's for the upcoming 4th of July. I know, and my birthday is next month, and so I wanted to do something nice for my birthday. You know, something for myself, something to make me happy, and so I created these two designs, and I'll be starting to print pretty soon. So I'm hoping to start take my printing press out, set up, and all that cool stuff. And the shirts that I'll be bringing out, like most of them are V-necks because you know I love V-necks and stuff. I think they look a little bit cooler, but we'll see how they go. You know, so that's all I have. Shout out to everybody that will check in. I'm not gonna be on all day. Yeah, it's 1927, so I'm definitely gonna be checking out soon. Thank you to all you guys that checked in. Thank you for everybody that decided to check out this live. Until next live, salute to all you guys. No further entries this page. Tony Tone is out.